Hello friends, let us see the program on if-else. Now the first program which we will see on if-else is we need to find if a number is even number or odd number using the bitwise operators and using the modulo operator. Now the input for this program is a number n. Now after we read a number n, how do we verify that that number is even number or odd number? Now for using bitwise operators, we need to convert that number to binary and observe the pattern. Now by the pattern we will come to know how do we find if the number is even or odd. Let's say if this is a decimal number 1, in binary we write it as 1. This is decimal, that is binary, 1 is 1. And if I write 2, what is in binary? It is 1 0, 3 is 1 1, 4 is 1 0 0, 5 is 1 0 1, 6 is 1 1 0, 7 is 1 1 1, 8 is 1 0 0 0, 9 is 1 0 0 1 and 10 is 1 0 1 0. Okay, you can continue with it. Now, what we can observe the pattern over here? Can you observe the pattern? Okay. Now, we observe the pattern over here that the odd numbers end with 1. The odd numbers end with 1. And what about the even numbers? Even numbers end with 0. See here. The even numbers end with 0 and the odd numbers end with 1. Now, this we take to find if the number is even or odd. Because we have to use bitwise operator. Now for bitwise operator I need to convert it to binary. I have converted it and we have observed the pattern. It means we are interested in the last bit of the number. We are not at all interested in the starting bits of the number. Okay. Now if I take the number as 9, which is 1 0 0 1, these 3 bits I am no longer interested in. That means I need to mask these 3 bits. And how do we mask it? Already I said in bitwise operator, we bitwise and with 0 0 0. Okay, these 3 bits are 0. Now what about this over here? If it is 1, I need 1 as it is. If it is 0, I need 0 as it is. That means 1 and 1 is 1, 1 and 0 is 0. Therefore, I write here 1. Hence, you get any number n, you bitwise and with 1, you will get the result as 1. You will get the result as 1. Now let's take the even number. Let's take 10 as the even number 1 0 1 0. I have to bitwise and with 1 0 0 0 1. Now 1 and 0 is 0, 0 and 0 is 0, 1 and 0 is 0, 0 and 1 is 0. It means whenever you bitwise and a number with 1 and get the answer as 0, it is an even number, and whenever you bitwise and a number with 1 and you get 1, it is a odd number. Is that okay? Now, what I want you to do is, I want you to pause the video and try to write the program yourself. Okay, let's see how do we write the program. You say hash include and all, hash include stdio.h. Next we say int main. What is the input for this program? Input for this program is a number n, therefore we say int n. Then you read the value of n, printf, enter the value of n, and we read it, scanf, %d, ampersand n. Now let the value of n be 9. Okay, now what I need to do, I need to bitwise and with 1 and check whether it is 1 or 0. There are 2 possibilities, two-way selection. Therefore, I need to use if-else. If we say n bitwise and 1, then we write here printf odd number. Else, we say printf even number. Okay, now see here, n, suppose n is 9, 9 bitwise and 1 is 1, 1 is taken as true, therefore it says printf odd, else body should not be executed. Now let the value of n be say 10, 10 bitwise and 1 is nothing but 0, 0 is false, do not execute this, execute body of else and say even, and you stop the procedure. This is how we do using the bitwise AND. Now let us see how do we do with the modulo operator. Very simple. Now what is a odd number? A odd number is a 1 when divided by 2 gives the remainder as 1. That means I need to get the remainder. Hence we write n modulo 2. Hence I say n modulo 2. Suppose if it is 9, 9 modulo 2 is 1. 1 is taken as true, therefore it says odd number. Suppose I say 10, 10 modulo 2 is 0, it is false, and it calls it as a even number. This is a very simple program. How do we find if a number is even or odd using the bitwise operators? Thank you. Let us see how do we find if a number is power of 2 or not. Now what is power of 2? 2 to the power 0 is 1, 2 to the power 1 is 2, 2 to the power 5 is 32, 2 to the power 6 is 64, and so on. These are powers of 2. Now if I say 5, it is not a power of 2, 10 not power of 2, but if I say 8, it is power of 2. Now we need to do this using bitwise operators and the logarithmic function. Now again, whenever we need to do using bitwise operators, the first and foremost thing is convert the numbers to binary and see if you can find any pattern over there. Okay. Now let's say again, if I write 1, 1 in decimal is 1. Now if I say 2 is 10, 3 is 11, 4 is 100, 5 is 101, 6 is 110, 7 is 111, 8 is 1000, 9 is 1001, 10 is 1010, 11 is 1011, 12 is 1100, and 13 is 1101, 14 is 1110, 15 is all ones, and 16 is 10000. Okay, you can write it, but I have written till 2 to the power 4. What is our observation over here? Yes, can you say what is our observation? This is 2 to the power 0. Okay, this number is 2 to the power 1. This number is 2 square. This number is 2 cube. And this number is 2 to the power 4. Okay. What is our observation? If you observe it, the number of bits for 2 to the power 0 is 1. As soon as it increases to 2 to the power 1, the number of bits becomes 2. As soon as it increases to 2 to the power 2, the number of bits becomes 3. As soon as it becomes 2 to the power 3, the number of bits from 3 will become 4. Now the number of bits from 4 will become 5 when you reach 2 to the power 4. And when you reach 2 to the power 5, the number of bits from 5 will become 6. From 5 will become 6. You can try it. This is true for even the decimal pattern as well. Decimal means we write 1 to 10 and so on. Suppose I write 1, 2 and so on up to 9. Till here, how many digits we have? 1 digit we have. And from 10, 11 and so on up to 99, we have 2 digits. And as soon as we reach 10 square, we have 3 digits. Now you reach 10 to the power 4, you have 4 digits. It means whenever you reach a power of the number of bits or the number of digits increases by 1. Okay. Now, if 100 is the least 3-digit number, the maximum 2-digit number will be 9 and 9. Similarly over here, if I take the minimum 4-digit number is 8. What is the maximum 3-digit number? All 1. Therefore, I can write it as 1000, which is 8, and I can consider a number 1 previous to it, which will be all ones. And here I can write it as 0. Now if I take a bitwise AND of it, 1 and 0 is 0, 1 and 0 is 0, 1 and 0 is 0, 1 and 0 is 0. If you get the answer as 0, it is power of 2. Okay, now let's take the number 12, which is not power of 2, 1 1 0 0. a number 1 less than it. What is 1 less than it? 11, 1011, 1011. If I take bitwise and you get 10000, which is not equal to 0, therefore it is not power of 2. Therefore it's very, very simple. How do you find a number is power of 2 or not? You read a number, you take the number with bitwise ANDed with in n minus 1, n bitwise and n minus 1, and check if the result is equal to 0, then it is power of 2. I want you to pause the video and try the code yourself. Okay, now how do we write it? I am just writing the logic. We say int n, okay, this is main, hash include and all, you may write it. You read the value of n. What do you mean by read the value of n? You cannot write such things. You have to write this scanf statement. From now on, whenever I write read n, it means you have to write the appropriate scanf statement. Now, after you read the value of n, suppose the value of n is 8, you bitwise AND with n minus 1. Therefore, we say int result is equal to n bitwise AND n minus 1. Now, if the value of result is 0, it is power of 2. If the value of result is not equal to 0, it is not power of 2. Hence, we write over here, if result is equal 0, printf power of 2. Power of 2. Else printf not power of 2. Not power of 2. I hope you have understood this. Okay, now let us see how do we do this using the logarithmic function. Let us see how can we use the logarithmic function over here. Now, if I take log 1 to the base 2, it is equal to 0. We know that log 1 to the base 2 is 0. And what is log 2 to the base 2? It is equal to 1. Okay, I am taking the powers of 2. Log 4 to the base 2 is equal to 2. Log 8 to the base 2 is equal to 3. Log 16 to the base 2 is equal to 4. Okay. Now, what about in between somewhere there will be log 7 to the base 2? It will be anywhere which is greater than 2 and it should be less than 3. Log 7 is greater than 2 and less than 3. It means it can be 2.8. I don't know, you compute it. Okay. Similarly, if I say log 13 to the base 2, it is somewhere greater than 3 and less than 4. It can be anywhere between 3.7 or something. It means, and what is log 4? 16 to the base 2, it is 3.000 or 2.000. Okay, 4.000, 1.0000. It means, one thing you can observe over here, if I say log 13 to the base 2, suppose I am just assuming it to be 3.87, it means the decimal part is not 0. If the decimal part is not 0, it cannot be the power of 2. And if the decimal part is 0, right, it means it is the power of 2. It means it is the power of 2. It means I need to remove this integral part. I need to remove this integral part and concentrate on the decimal part. And concentrate on the decimal part. Now observe one thing over here. It is log of a number to the base 2. And we have one function called as log. We have one function called as log. If I say log of n, it gives log of n to the base e. Then how do we find log of n to the base 2? That's very simple. You can say log n divided by log 2. You can say log n divided by log 2. This is equal to log of n to the base e divided by log of 2 to the base e, which is equal to log n to the base 2. Which is equal to log n to the base 2. Now this log n function is defined in math.h. Already I discussed in mathematical functions. I will give the in the description section the link to the mathematical functions, please refer that, and you can say hash include math.h over here. Now after you read the value of n, I need log n to the base 2. Now let us say, and this will give a floating point as the answer. Hence let me write float y is equal to log n divided by log 2. Oh, is that okay? Float y is equal to log n divided by log 2. Suppose the value of n is 13. Suppose the value of n is 13. Therefore, the value of y will become 3.87. I am just assuming that log 13 to the base 2 is 3.87. It can be varying, but it should be in between 3 and 4. That's there. Now, you need only the decimal part. You have to remove this integral part. Now, how do we do it? It's very simple. We say int x is equal to y. Now when I say int x equal to y is a decimal part, 3.87. It is a floating point number, has to be stored in integer. That means only the integral part will be taken and the value of x will be 3. Now I can subtract y and x so that I can get the answer. Hence I can say float m is equal to y minus x. I can say float m is equal to y minus x. Now what is the value of m? The value of m is 0.87. Now if this 0.87 is equal to 0, that means it is a power of 2 because the decimal part is 0. Is that okay? Hence I can write here as if m is equal 0, printf power of 2. Printf power of 2, else printf not power of 2. Else printf not power of 2. Is that okay? Now let's take the number as 16. What is log 16 to the base 2? It is equal to 4.00. Therefore the value of y will become 4.00. Int x equal to y. Therefore the value of x will become 4. The decimal part won't be stored. M is equal to y minus x. 4 minus 4.0 minus 4 is 0.000. Now is 0.0 equal 0? Yes, and it says it is a power of 2. Now this is how we take out the decimal part and the integral part. Now to take out the decimal part and integral part, there is one function called as mod f. Now this mod f takes the decimal part and the integral part away. I want you to try yourself with the help of mod f function. Thank you. And in the next video, we will see many more programs with respect to the if else.
For the online paid courses of C programming, data structures using C, and analysis and design of algorithms, you may contact at the given email ID and you may download the following app. The app link is being given in the description section. Thank you.